What's up, everybody? The Iceman here on this Mother's Day Sunday. I hope all mothers out there had a very happy Mother's Day. My mom is long passed away, but I still wished her a happy Mother's Day on Facebook today, early this morning. But in any event, talk a little bit about TNA wrestling a little bit. Um, we saw the return of Bully Ray and Velvet Sky on Friday night on their live Impact show, and come to find out, we all thought Bully Ray was back. Um, Supposedly, he was just back for that one night, and he was already tweeting. He had some or teasing some things going on with the WWE and NXT, but he also did tweet that once before. So whether or not that's true or not, we'll just have to wait and see on that. Um, I just wouldn't understand why TNA would want him back for one night to be a special referee in the match between Kurt Angle and Eric Young, where they probably could have gotten somebody else that is already on the roster that would have at least got them on the show. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. I always did like Bully Ray. Hopefully, what we're reading is false, and hopefully we'll see more of Bully Ray in the near future. Whether or not that happens, I don't know. Also, I've been reading, and I know this to be true from even from the past. A lot of the TNA stars get a little unhappy when they have to tape three shows in one night. I guess it got to the point after the live Impact show on Friday night, they started their second taping, and even the stars said, how are you supposed to get fans into you after they already saw you the first time, and you got to come out for the second time? Apparently, some fans were leaving during that second show, and even more fans left because they taped a third show. This has got to be really, really frustrating for the TNA superstars. So much that it affects them mentally. Because it makes them wonder in their head, are we doing our jobs? Or we're not entertaining enough to keep these fans in their seats? But they have to fully take in the whole water in the tank, so to speak. For the simple fact is, you're doing a second and third taping, and for fans to sit through all three of these tapings takes up a good 6+ hours. So I can see fans leaving. It's just a shame too, because say if you had a Kurt Angle come out, the fans are really in love with Kurt Angle, so it'd be easier for him to get the fans behind him for three tapings, if indeed he did three tapings. Well, two, I should say, after the live show. But when you have lower card guys on there, it might be a lot harder for them. And so, this is where I think that TNA needs to make some sort of readjustment. And I know they do it because they save tons of money, because they have all the production crew already there, all the cameras are already there, they're already set up, and instead of tearing everything down and coming back, on another day and doing it, it would cost them more money. But maybe if they could even reduce just to doing the two tapings instead of, anything more than that, I think maybe it would, probably keep fans in their seats. And as we all know, down in Orlando, Universal Studios and whatnot, they don't hold a lot of people. So any fan that chooses to leave, to me hurts a little bit. But this is one of the things that TNA needs to figure out. And because I know it affects the stars. I mean, the stars have to wonder, they're out there in the ring trying to perform to the best of their ability to entertain the fans, and they see people exiting the aisles, leaving. And it's got to be in their head. I mean, how can they really concentrate on doing their job to the fullest potential? So, like I said, it's something TNA needs to do. They're talking about having another live show prior to Slammiversary, which obviously would make sense. And then more live shows probably later on, sometime a month or two after Slammiversary. But you know, I see where TNA is coming from. Trying to save money and trying to make good on their contracts and whatnot. And I also see a lot of people have remarked to me, well, if TNA has no money to pay their superstars, why did they sign them to contracts pretty much in a spurt of time, which they did this past year? And maybe one of the reasons is once they get their stars under contract, because TNA has it where they cannot go to Ring of Honor and perform on their off time. And this way, while you're under contract, you can't do that. Dixie also made it a point to mention that no TNA star by any means is to go over and be on any kind of Global Force Wrestling live event or taping or whatever. And obviously we all know the reasons behind all that. There's a lot of whether they admit it or not, there is animosity there between Jeff Jarrett and Dixie Carter, and we all know that. But anyhow, yeah, this is an issue that I think TNA is one issue I think they need to try to figure out and solve. And not every superstar is on all three shows when they tape three shows, because they sort of like one week will have a nucleus of stars and then other random stars, and then the following week another nucleus of stars and other random stars. And I see where they're coming from, but the superstars that are on those three shows, it's hard. Like I said, it's just hard to get the fans behind them for seeing them three times. Now I don't know whether they already started their the tag team match where it's best 3 out of 5. Can you imagine? I mean, maybe fans would like it to see Bobby Roode and Austin Aries twice in one night go up against Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards. It's possible, but I just think that it's a little bit too much, and I think it's a lot to ask the fans for, and it's just difficult for the fans to get into it, and it's just difficult for the superstars to get into it and try to perform at 110% when they see people filing out and leaving. So anyway, I just wanted to put this thought out there on this Mother's Day. Again, hope every mother out there had a great Mother's Day, and we'll see y'all next time. This is the Iceman. Peace out, everybody.